I tell you that this project turned out cute, that is an understatement. I'm telling you, it's all over the place cute. I mean, it's an explosion of cuteness, and wait till you see it. Believe me, it turned out better than I ever could have expected. Hi everybody, I'm Yvette of DIY Uniquely Yvette. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. This week I'm making a present for my sister, and I love it. I love it. She's gonna love it. She's gonna love it. I hope. It's a planter. It's cute. There's not much more than that needs to be said. Listen, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a comment or two below. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me whatever you want to say. Let's get into the project. Oops, I almost forgot the most important part. Happy birthday, Dee. This is for you. Okay, this week we're going to be making a spaniel dog, a spaniel planter, similar to the sheep planter we made previously, and I'll link that in the cards above. I'm going to be using this 1 by 10 by 6 inch board. Actually, I'll do this whole outline, one piece. Then I'll do a separate piece for this piece of his nose, and then separate piece for his ears, each of these ears. Then I'll do a separate piece again for this back part of his body. And then I'll figure out the sides that will bring the planter together. This project is very special because this planter is going to be for my sister's birthday, which is at the end of this month. So that's why I'm working on this little guy and hope that she will like him. So it's real simple. So I'm going to get the carbon paper and start tracing this out. Okay, now that I've cut all these pieces out from the scroll saw, I went back and cut some more from that same board. These two side pieces, which I think these are 3 inches wide by 12 inches long. I have two of these. I have these two. These are 10.5 inches long by 1.5 inches wide. These two pieces will be inside on the base of the planter, and these two are going to be on the outside on the sides of the planter. But the tricky part of this is getting these inside pieces. Decided to put them inside like this. I want to come a little bit inside the leg like this, so that the two pieces are not too far apart. If I put them directly in line with the legs, it'll be like this huge gap like this. And I mean, it's probably not a big, probably not a big deal. You know, when you think in terms of putting a plant in there inside of its pot. I just want it tighter. I just want it closer. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue them in place. Once this is glued down, these are glued down to this one, I'll glue them to this one. I'm going to go ahead and glue this. And I've already sanded everything. And I'm just going to eyeball with where I want this. I did put pencil marks when I put everything together where I wanted it. So let's glue this like this. I will brace something against what I'm gluing. Even if it gets glue on it, you're easily able to break it off. Okay. So I'm going to set that like that, like this. There we go. That's better. So that's how you can align things, hopefully. Okay, this part is glued on, so we're going to put some glue on these ends and then glue this on. Okay, like this, I think. Put this in to try to get it to stand straight up. That's as perfect as I get. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to put these sides on here. Okay, here we are so far. Got the whole outside structure done. I want you to see what I drew here. It's the nose, part of the nose. You can order something that's made of plastic that looks very much like a dog's nose off of Amazon, but it comes, the ones I saw were like 50 in a pack for like $8, and that's reasonably priced. I just don't see myself using 50 noses. So I'm just going to make something with this wood. I think I'm going to cut it in half for half the thickness and then just cut it out and do what I can here. And here it is. It's a little wonky as far as flatness on the back, but I'll sand it to try to get it flat. You can see better what I did with the nose. You see that indentation, that little split right there. I think it looks great. I actually like it better than if I had bought something. Right here I kind of free-handed a tail, and I'm going to use a scroll saw to cut it out. I'm using this packet of button eyes that I got from Amazon, and I'll link this in the description. But I'm using this. They're buttons actually that look like eyes, and I'm going to use this wire cutting tool to pop off the little hole. It's pretty easy. Now see, there's a little bit of something left, so it wouldn't sit flat against the dog's face. So I'm going to use my rotary tool to kind of gnaw it down. Okay, I decided that I will glue the ears on, and then I will paint the whole thing white, and then I will take and I'll do the other color, the brown. Then I will include the other pieces of the face. I'm not going to try to match my sister's dog that this is based on perfectly, because she has a lot more brown, and I think a planter of trying to match her colors would be a little much. Match the amount of brown she has would be a little much for a planter. So I'm just going to go with my inspiration piece and just stick to that. Like I said, paint the whole thing white, then I'll go from there and add the brown accents and things like that. I'm going to try to do is maybe let me see, I think I'm going to try to come down here like this and curve around until the brown ends about right here. Then I'll do these sides brown, but I'm going to try my best to just kind of freehand it. I am so nervous. So let's just begin. A little spot on the forehead of our puppy hair because that's how my sister's dog is, and I thought it would be a nice addition. So now it's time to start gluing on the pieces of the face. And please ignore the helicopter that decided to come flying around just because I'm filming. Now, so I think I'm going to put this about right here. Let me just do a dry fit. Maybe by the time I finish my dry fit, the helicopter will go on about its merry way. We want to put the black eyes inside the brown, but not so far that he looks like his eyes are too far apart. That looks good. So we're going to glue everything down. I have this bone I'm going to use for the dog's name tag. I have a scrap piece of wood about 5 inches wide. I don't know if this bone, the circle, the whole part at the top of this bone is going to be viable. You know, something I can pull off, but I'll try. Now I'm going to use the scroll saw to cut this out. By some miracle, I was able to get this hole in here after breaking off that top piece. And I see that this hole is not even in the middle, but I think it'll be okay. If it doesn't hang right, maybe I'll do it over. I'm going to paint this bone red. I'm going to try to do a stencil for her name. I'm going to first do Mod Podge to try to seal the edges. So I have some Mod Podge here, matte. I'm going to paint that on there and then use my hot glue gun to dry it. I'm using this apple barrel white with a tiny piece of makeup sponge. I found a tiny little brush that I dipped the very tip into white paint. This is not perfect. I hope my sister loves me enough to enjoy this gift despite despite the imperfections. I found a scrap piece of rope just lying around somewhere. And I put a piece of tape on the end of the rope and threaded it through the hole, and shockingly it went right in. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I think what I'm going to do is like tie a knot on top first, so it'll be, you know, the rope will feel like it's coming from the top rather than the front. Like that. Yeah, that definitely works. And now I'm going to find some kind of flowers to put in her and show you the final results.